Hey everyone, and welcome. We all absolutely adore our cats, right? We shower them with affection, we buy them the cutest little outfits, and we just can't resist a good cuddle. But what if I told you that from your cat's perspective, some of that love might feel less like a hug and a whole lot more like a threat? Yeah. So let's dive into this and decode what our cats are really thinking.
Look, I know it sounds super dramatic, but it's a question we've got to ask. We see our actions through this human lens of love and care, but cats, they're operating on completely different software, you know? It's this ancient instinctual program, and what we intend as pure affection can sometimes trigger their deepest, most primal survival alarms.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. In the wild, what holds you tight and stops you from moving? A predator. So when we, these giant, loving creatures, suddenly scoop them up and squeeze them in a hug, their brain doesn't scream love, it screams, I'm trapped. It's a hardwired reaction that we really need to wrap our heads around.
All right, so that brings us to our very first principle in what we could call the cat's code, respecting their physical boundaries. It's all about understanding that their body belongs to them, and they need to feel in control of it, like all the time. You know, unlike a lot of dogs who just live for physical affection and direction, cats are creatures of consent. They value their independence and the ability to choose when and how they get touched. Forcing affection on them, even with the best intentions, can seriously break their trust in you. They just need to know that you're a safe person who respects their no.
So, let's get specific. Think of these as the high-security no-fly zones. The belly? That's where all their vital organs are totally exposed. A cat showing you its belly is a sign of immense trust, but it's an invitation to look, not touch. Their paws are their escape tools, they're essential for survival, so grabbing them can feel incredibly threatening. And the tail? Well, that's an extension of their spine. It's super sensitive and crucial for balance.
And this is where you can really see that huge gap in perception. We see a cute sweater. They feel a restraint that stops them from grooming themselves, which is a major way they de-stress and stay clean. We see a necessary bath. They feel their fur getting waterlogged, weighing them down, making them feel slow and helpless, just like their desert-dwelling ancestors would have. We're living in two completely different worlds.
Okay, let's build on that and move to our second principle. Cats experience the world with their senses turned up to 11. Seriously, they evolved as these solitary hunters who needed hyper-acute senses to find prey and avoid danger. The problem is, in our modern homes, this amazing evolutionary tool can lead to a constant sensory assault.
This is just a perfect example. We spray a citrus-scented air freshener and think, smells clean. But a cat's nose, which is way more developed and crucial for identifying food and threats, just gets blasted with what it perceives as an aggressive, nasty chemical. A lot of cats instinctively hate citrus because in nature, a strong smell like that often means something is toxic or rotten.
Just let that sink in for a second. Their hearing is up to 3 times more sensitive than ours. They can pick up on frequencies we can't even imagine, both way higher and way lower than our range. This means the everyday sounds of our homes aren't just background noise to them. They can be sudden, sharp, and genuinely terrifying.
So here's the thing. That vacuum cleaner isn't just loud. It's a roaring monster with no predictable pattern. Even a little bell on their collar, which seems so cute to us, is a constant, irritating noise right next to their sensitive ears. It's like having someone jingle keys by your head all day long, while also basically advertising your location to any potential threats. Not great.
So, when you have these super senses that are constantly taking in overwhelming information, it becomes absolutely vital for a cat to feel that its home environment is safe and predictable. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important principle, trust and territory. For a cat, you really can't have one without the other. This is such a classic mistake, and so many of us make it. A cat doesn't understand discipline the way a dog might. They don't connect you yelling their name with the fact that they were scratching the couch 5 minutes ago. They just learn one thing. When my human says my name in that scary tone, something bad happens. So their name, which should be a call of love, becomes a trigger for fear.
I love this concept. You have to understand this. Territorial integrity. Basically, it means your cat needs to believe it has free reign over its kingdom. It needs to be able to patrol the borders, check its resources, like food and water, and know all the escape routes. Anything that gets in the way of that can cause some major anxiety.
This table just lays it out so perfectly. We close a bedroom door to keep the cat out, but from their perspective, a border has been suddenly and inexplicably blocked off. A dirty litter box isn't just gross to them, it's a sign that a key part of their safe territory is compromised, which can make them feel really vulnerable. And inconsistent feeding times, it just creates a world of chaos where they can't predict when their most basic survival needs are going to be met.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what not to do, but here's the good news. Learning to speak their language is actually pretty simple once you know the basics. It's all about making these small shifts in our own behavior that make a huge, huge difference in their world.
So let's look at these simple swaps. A direct stare? That's a challenge in the cat world. But a slow blink? That's a sign of trust and affection. It's basically a kitty kiss. Instead of forcing a hug, just offer your hand, let them sniff it, and let them decide if they want to engage. And if they're scratching the furniture, redirect that energy with a wand toy. You're not punishing them, you're just communicating a better alternative.
And that's really the ultimate takeaway, isn't it? It all comes down to respect. Respect for their boundaries, respect for their senses, and respect for their deep, instinctual need for control and safety. When we stop trying to make them fit into our world and we start respecting theirs, that's when a truly deep and trusting bond can finally form.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Maybe it's trading that stare for a slow blink. Maybe it's deciding to wait for them to come to you for pets. Whatever it is, that one small change is the first step in a much deeper, more wonderful conversation. Thanks for watching.